Huvel, welcome back to the channel. My name is David. Today we're going to be doing a video on capturing candid moments in the green room. And if you've been following me on the channel for a while, you absolutely know that I love to get to the venue super early to try to capture some green room photos. And the reason for that is because the musicians are at their most vulnerable when they're in the green room. They feel very safe and secure there because no one from the public can see them. And it's very interesting to see this because when they're on stage, they're this huge public figure, larger than life. And when they're in backstage, they're just like you and me. They're just human beings with emotions, families, and so on. Now, for some quick context, I do primarily shoot my backstage and BTS photos in black and white. There's just something very classic and timeless about it. However, I am also a huge fan of photographer Mick Rock, who has photographed so many musicians over the years, and some of his best work, in my opinion, is in black and white. So take a little bit of inspiration from there. Now, that said, let's just jump into the video. Candid moments are fantastic because they're unscripted, unplanned, and most importantly, authentic. This is when the musicians let their guard down because they feel safe. You could catch them conversing about life, cracking some jokes, or sitting in a corner and mentally preparing to go on stage. All these things are opportunities for you to capture some fun photos. To get these shots, you want to blend into the background and shoot with a silent shutter. You don't want to draw any attention to yourself. Pretend you're a fly on the wall, observing and discreetly taking photos of these candid moments. I would also avoid using any flash as it'll draw attention to yourself and kind of ruin the moment. However, if you are going to pose them for a group shot, then yeah, by all means, use a flash. I would also recommend shooting with a small prime lens and keeping your setup small and discreet. That way, people feel safe and vulnerable in front of the camera. Don't be afraid to mix it up a little bit. Shoot some wide-angle photos and some close-ups. Wide shots give you context, showing the entire environment and the energy of the room. Don't be shy about getting close to the artists or performers. A close-up can convey emotion and tell the story of what the artist is feeling right now before they hit the stage. Whether it's a moment of focus, a relaxed smile, or reviewing the set list, those little details add to the overall story that you're capturing. Green rooms are often full of activity, and that chaos is part of the charm. You have musicians warming up, quietly strumming their chords, trying to shake off some pre-show nerves, conversing with each other, and so on. At the same time, you might have some stage crew members darting in and out of the room, checking the equipment, relaying messages to the musicians, or troubleshooting any last-minute issues. Instead of shying away from all this, lean into it. It gives a behind-the-scenes glimpse of what it really takes to bring a performance to life. Don't be afraid to play with the angles and perspectives and make the most of the space and the energy around you. The green room often serves as a creative playground for us photographers because it's full of little quirks. Sometimes it's dimly lit, casting moody shadows that can add depth or drama to the photos. Other times it's flooded with harsh, unflattering lighting, but even that can be wielded to create striking high contrast images. If the room is filled with mirrors or reflective surfaces, you can always experiment with different angles and use the reflections to frame your subject in a very unique or flattering way. You might have a musician who is carefully applying makeup, or maybe they're adjusting their outfit, or maybe they're just lost in thought as they mentally prepare for the stage. Use everything in the environment as part of the story that you're trying to tell with your lens. And that's the video. Thank you again for watching. I really hope you found these tips helpful and they help you take some better green room photos. I did forget one more tip, and that is tip number 5, which is to have fun. Enjoy the time that you're there, because not only are you getting paid to be there, you're working with fun musicians. Hopefully it's a big name artist that you enjoy working with, and you get to experience a lot of cool stuff because you're behind the camera. So be grateful for where you're at that moment in time. Thanks again for watching. I'll see you guys in the next one. Hasta luego.